started out as a crafty little kid pretending to be involved in a student radio project when really he's broadcasting live from college. That's where the story started. Where is it going to end?
I don't know really. I mean, I never thought I'd end up at Radio 1. It's kind of quite bizarre because I was always doing like pirate radio and stuff and really anti-establishment stuff. And now I'm right in this slap bang in the middle of what is seen as an establishment organisation. But I think what we're doing is changing it and going in and causing a bit of havoc. I've been at Radio 1 now nearly 3 years. I was on Kiss before that, and I used to do like the breakfast show and stuff, and that was mad. I really enjoyed it. You know, we sort of campaigned to get the licence. It happened. Was there for 5 years, and I felt it was time to move on. And Radio 1's been a great challenge because it was like coming in and trying to do different things. Like, and one of my greatest kicks recently on the drive time was getting to play like Speed Garage while it was still on the underground, like playing It's a London Thing and stuff when it was still on a white label. It's nice to be in a position where you're playing to a lot of people, millions of people, and you can get your influences in there.
I mean, you as being a club DJ as well, going out there playing your tunes and everything, like Judge Jules, Danny Rampling and everything, you've got a show every day and the weekend. How does that make you feel compared to these?
Well, they're quite lucky because the deal is, I know, and I'm sure that Julesy and that won't mind me saying, but I know that they can really party after their gigs and stuff. I feel like I'm Mr. Antisocial. I go in there and I've got to think, God, I've got to be back in London in X amount of hours and get the show ready, and you've got to try and obviously not go on the radio sounding completely monged out and fall asleep during the show while you're interviewing someone. One of the things we're doing this summer is the dance parties, which I set off, and that was basically, I got the idea from these block parties I had in America where you just set up a sound system and everyone would come and hang out. And I said to Radio 1, look, you've got all this gear. You do like these road shows and things for kids. Why don't we do something a bit older for clubbers? So that's what we're doing this year. And they're going to run right the way through the summer. We've got people like Carl Cox playing, Boyd George, Tall Paul, Seb. Like everyone's going to be guest DJs on it. And they're free and they're on the beach. They're all over the UK. There's going to be one down this neck of the woods. We're doing them in Scotland, literally everywhere. So the best thing is to listen to Radio 1.
What would you look for in a record?
I can tell whether I like a record really quickly within the first couple of minutes, always. And I can usually tell if I think it's going to go.
You've interviewed loads of people from like Naomi Campbell to Robin Williams to the majority of artists in dance music. Who has made the notable impression on you?
My most exciting moment for all the wrong reasons recently was Natalie Imbruglia, actually. We were live on Radio 1. The microphone where she was sitting broke, and the only way we could do the interview was her sitting on my knee. So she did the whole interview, sat on my knee. It really happened. And all these people from Radio 1, all the other DJs, started coming in and looking out the window. It went right round the building. People were offering me cash to come and smell my jeans.
Right, the second album, following hot on the heels of the Sunday night radio show Dance Anthems, comes to our attention very soon. Tell us about that.
Right, well, we're putting it together at the moment. The album's a kind of mixture. It's a bit like the show, really. We've got like old school classics that I couldn't get on the first album. In fact, like the Jimmy Bolo Better Days track, we're digging that out of the archives, and some sort of real back in the day classics, a bit of Chicago house, stuff like that. Then a bit more kind of recent anthems from, say, the last 2 or 3 years, and then future anthems. But you're always kind of like, looking around and thinking what's going to go, and then trying to actually get tracks off some people. And one company, well, I won't say who they are, they rang up on the Friday. I will say who they are. 187 Lockdown, right? I wanted tracks, right, that really reflected what we'd done on the show and Records We Champion. They rang up on the Friday. The Tuesday we were cutting the record, and they went, oh, sorry, you can't have it now. We were like, what? What are we going to do? The whole album's screwed. And then it was like getting on the phone and saying, look, and they were going, you have any other track? And I was like, no, I need that. It's there for a reason. Yeah. So I think people are beginning to understand now that it is a reflection of what we're doing on the radio. Right,
so what do you actually think of Bertie's The Club? Because I know you've played here once before.
Yeah, I was here last year. I mean, the great thing about Newquay is, if people haven't been here before and you're sort of always going abroad, you should come and check it out because there's a really good vibe down here. It's a very young town. All the young people just kind of take over the town during the summer, and there's all the surfers and that. Top totty, a good up for it crowd, and they have some really good nights down here. They have a lot of good DJs that appear.